Lion King! Lion King! Oh, there we go! Welcome to my room. Coming at you from the My name is Momo. When I was growing up, I really liked playing video games. Now, I wasn't a competitive video game player, like I wasn't determined to beat the whole game or anything like that. I just like to play for fun and the enjoyment. But I was competitive, like against my family and friends if we were playing head-to-head. That's for sure. Still like that today. When I was growing up, my favorite and first ever system was the Super Nintendo. Now, if you could think back that far, let me know in the comments which Super Nintendo game was your favorite. Now, not the NES, the SNES, the Super Nintendo. Now, if I think really hard, my number one all-time favorite would probably have to be Donkey Kong Country. I love this game so much because I could play with my family, like my cousins, my aunt and uncle, my mom and dad, anybody who was around, they could play Donkey Kong Country with me. So this here is my original Super Nintendo from my childhood. This is one of the few relics that I kept a hold of all throughout my life. I even took it with me to college and would play all the time throughout my freshman year. Eventually, I had to stop because I was getting addicted and I was not showing up to class or doing homework because I was too busy playing the Super Nintendo. So we're going to clean this bad boy up and then get it hooked up to the TV and see if we can check out some games, play some games. We're also going to go through and check out and catalog all the games that I have. And then I'm going to show you guys how I decided to store the games since I actually have so many, even though I don't really play most of them. So first things first, the games. Look at this mountain of games that I have. Now, to some more hardcore collectors, this is probably nothing. But for somebody who's just a casual player, a low-key collector, or just has some of the originals, I would have to say this is a lot of games. Like I said, more than half of these I actually don't even play. So we're just going to kind of go through one by one what games I have, and then we're going to maybe separate them into two categories, or maybe even three. Maybe like my top games, my top tier games, a backup tier that I would maybe play occasionally if somebody wanted to play with me, and then the ones that I don't ever play or probably will never play. All right, this is a good first pile to start with. So first up, we have Toy Story. This is an absolute must-keep, must-play often. Next up, we have Tecmo Super Bowl. Yeah, I never played this, and I probably will never play it. True Lies. Also, definitely not my game. Don't know, more than likely came from my family. Like I said, all the ones, for the most part, that are going to be in that pile probably came from my family, most likely my aunt or uncle, or even my grandparents. Fun fact, my grandparents had a Super Nintendo, and they were the only people that I ever knew that had a Super Nintendo for years that eventually burned out. They would play every single day. It was hooked up in their room, and they never turned it off because they were playing Tetris forever. I don't know how many levels Tetris on the Super Nintendo had, but they played it every day and they would never turn it off. They would just pause it and then turn off the TV because they didn't want to lose their progress because you know you couldn't save games back then, especially not Tetris. Next we have Marvel Superheroes in War of Gems. So we're going to put that in the middle pile. Major League Baseball. Now I definitely played this game. Not one of my favorites, but in the middle pile because I play with my uncle a lot. WWF Raw, wrestling's rudest and roughest. Also middle pile. Next we have Ren and Stimpy. Now, I'm pretty sure I got this game in high school from my best friend. I don't know if he meant to give it to me or left it at my house or what the situation was. I honestly do not remember. Not a big Ren and Stimpy fan, but I love this game for some reason. And I'm still thinking more and more about giving Ren and Stimpy another chance and maybe trying to watch it and see if I can get over disliking it. NCAA football, I'm going to put in the middle probably Gradius 3. I don't have any clue what that game is. Probably my grandpa's or maybe even my dad's. I'm going to put it in this pile. Kid Cleats. It's sports, so I'll put it in that pile. Next set of games, we have Secret of Mana. This game, I think, scared the bejeebus out of me when I was little. I think my aunt used to play it, and I think maybe one time I played it with her, and something in it scared the daylight savings out of me, if I'm remembering correctly. If you know this game and you played it, let me know in the comments. Did something scary happen in it, or am I remembering incorrectly? I don't really know. But we'll put it in the middle. Earthworm Jim. It's not really for me. NBA Live 95. My uncle was only like 3 or 4 years older than me, and I was at my grandparents' house a lot, and so we hung out a lot, and we pretty much did whatever he wanted to do, and he wanted to play these games, so I played the games. Battletoads, definitely in the middle pile. Ooh, another must pile. This is Mickey Mania. I loved this game growing up. My aunt and I actually played this game together a lot because I was trying to beat different levels, not the whole game, but like, with all these games, I always get to a level where like it's too hard and I can't beat it, so then I just give up. Mortal Kombat? Yes. Paperboy 2. Now, I don't know if it was 2 or 1 or what. Paperboy scared me. There was a dog that would chase the Paperboy, and for some reason, the dog chasing him and the barking scared me for some reason when I was really little in this pile, because it's scary. Donkey Kong Country, you know where this is going. Pack Attack, definitely my parents, going over there. Hyper V-Ball, volleyball game, not really my thing, so it's gonna go over here instead of in the pile with all the other sports. Darius Twin, don't know what this is, so over here. Super Tetris, loved this game. Did not really know what I was doing, but I love that you could change like the turf color and like choose your people and stuff like that. And you can play singles or doubles. So it's gonna go in this pile. Madden 95, all freaking day long. Loved it when I was a kid. Lion King. One of my other tops of all times. This is the game that I was losing sleep over in college. And I was gonna fight someone in college because of this game. Lived in a twin, obviously, freshman year. My roommate had friends over. I pulled what my grandparents would do, played the game, beat a level that I could never beat growing up. Was so happy. Paused the game, told my roommate, do not touch it. Please do not let people on my side of the room. And she let one of her mangy little friends over to my side. To this day, I don't remember what he did. I don't know if he played it, if he was touching it, messing with it. Probably touching it. Probably like, oh, I remember one of these when I was a kid, and started fucking with it. And then I lost my place, and that was really like where the cutoff was when I stopped playing and was like, okay, well, now I'm pissed and I'm done. Anger. So, definitely this pile. Zelda. As of now, I have not played. That man did not play this game. Krusty Super Fun House. Going in this pile. Donkey Kong Country 2. Love. Not as good as Donkey Kong Country. Well, that's not necessarily true. Just different. This one also had Dixie Kong, which I thought was really cool when I was little because a girl. Jungle Book. Now, I actually did not play this when I was growing up. I'm assuming it's going to end up in this pile, so we're just going to go ahead and put it in this pile. Amazing Tennis. It's going to go over here. Aladdin. You know where this is going, and this is one of those tops. Donkey Kong, tier of its own. But then after that, we had Toy Story, Lion King, Aladdin, Mickey Mania. Those were my tops for sure. Okay, so that was all my games. That took much longer than I anticipated. But because I have so many games, I wanted to figure out how I was going to store them. So we went to a store called Pop Shelf. If you've never heard of it, it's a store that I would describe as kind of like a mix of like Big Lots and Five Below. Anyways, so went to Pop Shelf. Ended up having to go to 2 Pop Shelves to find these. But I ended up finding them. And they are these little shoebox containers. So the brand is Sterilite. This is a 6-quart one. And then on the picture, there is shoes in this box. So it's advertised as being able to like hold shoes. It's just a latching box. I'll show you an image somewhere of like close up of the sticker so you can jot all the information down if you want to find these. But I found them to be a pretty great fit to hold these games. And I plan to use them for my Nintendo 64 games in the future. But for right now, we're just working with these. Okay, so here we go with all 17 games in there. I had 14 going down. And I decided that I was going to put 2 over on the side because they would fit very well. And this is what I originally came up with. 14 here, then 2 along the side for 16 in there. But there was still plenty of wiggle room when I did that. But you can kind of wedge another one in the back, and it just kind of lifts the rest of it up just a tad. And you can get in there enough to put the lid on. I'm thinking maybe I'll clean the games. I don't know. I really don't want to. After cleaning those VHS tapes, I am worn out. I know that was a while ago, but they took so long to clean. But for sure, while I think about it, I need to clean this bad boy here. So like I said, this is my original system. Most of the other stuff that I have are not the originals. But then the controllers, I have an original Super Nintendo controller. This bad boy, a knockoff, non-branded. So let's get this thing cleaned up and hooked up and test some of our games. Okay, so we got our Super Nintendo all cleaned up and shiny. So we're just gonna plug in our video and audio left and right for any kiddies that are watching that don't know about this. And then I have another set that are gonna be for the output. Get our Donkey Kong game. Look at that, nice new shiny. I ended up cleaning all of the games even though I didn't want to. Oh, there we go. $19.94, baby. Don't judge me. I haven't played this game in a very long time, and I don't. Like I said, I just played for fun, so I don't know all the places that the balloons hide. I don't know everything, so don't judge me. I'm not a speed player. I don't claim to know all the stuff or anything, okay? Just playing for fun. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do anyways. That's what I wanted to do. Oh, what? I meant to jump. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Shoot. Oh, what? Oh, I usually get that. I feel pressure because you guys are watching. I've been playing so long. Let's go to another game. Oh, whew, okay. All right, it is now time for shopping at the book fair, so let's get our throw going. Ooh, I think we got 80 again, folks. Bam, 80. Okay, let's see what we're gonna get today. So, of course, we need a magazine. I think I'm gonna go with the Tom Hanks Woody Nickelodeon Magazine. Then let's go ahead and grab a book. I'm gonna go with something new. Let's get some markers. And then we're gonna go back to our trusty stickers here. And I've been pretty intrigued by this for a while. Let's get this little squishy guy here. Then we still have about 30 bucks to spend. So let's get some toys off the toy wall. Yo-yo, it lights up. Putty. Okay, let's check out what items we picked up at today's book fair. First up, we got this little squishy or giant squishy guy here. I loved these things for some reason when I was growing up. I got this one at Five Below. It cost me 5 big ones. And it's got like little strips of something inside that make up the like squishiness. It's kind of shimmery. Next up, we got today's book, and it is a Fairly Odd Parents book, all washed up. So this is our first Fairly Odd Parents book. That is awesome. I love introducing new fandoms to our Nickzone collection. And then of course we're gonna add it to our little chart that we're tracking back there. Look at that artwork. I love it. And then on the back, we have a little Cosmo and Wanda. I love that. They look so vibrant. Next up, we got our old pal, Silly Putty. This one's pink. Oh, great. And it actually has pink putty inside. That is awesome. I wonder if this like new putty works like old putty, where I don't know if you guys know this or not, but if you take like a newspaper and you lay your putty out on the newspaper and then peel it up, it'll keep the image that was in the newspaper printing and it'll print it onto your putty. My stepdad showed me that when I was little and I thought that was the coolest thing ever. Next, we have some markers, good old Crayola. This is just a small little 10 pack. I always wanted to be one of those kids that like bop down a big old 64 pack of crayons or whatever with a little sharpener in the back. I wanted to be that kid. I was not that kid. But yeah, I just want to go ahead and pick up some markers because maybe in the future we'll be doing some art or something in this room, and it's just good to go ahead and have the markers. For our sticker, let's see what we get. Ooh, a 2-pack. Look at that. We have Quail-Man and Quail Dog. That is Doug and Pork Chop from the show Doug. Then we have our yo-yo. I loved yo-yos as a kid, so we're gonna start a little yo-yo collection in this room, I think, because I definitely had like a small little yo-yo collection when I was a kid growing up. Not like trying to complete a set or like get certain ones, but anytime I had an opportunity to buy a yo-yo, I was buying a yo-yo. Today's edition is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's like this super bright, vibrant green around the outside. Damn. It doesn't sleep long enough. Ooh, just barely rocked a cradle. Woo! A single rock in the cradle. I suppose it will do. All right, and last but not least from today's haul, we got our Nickelodeon Magazine. We were eyeing this one like a couple of weeks ago, I think, and it's got this giant Woody on there from Toy Story 2, actually. This is a November 1999 issue. Let's check it out and see if we find anything fun. Ooh, we got some good stuff here. Check out this. Awesome Nick Click. Maybe we'll see that in a later season. Hint, 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 hint. And I also love how it's printed, like the headline of like a an old newspaper or like, you know, I think that's super dope. Ooh, and last thing that we'll check out for this magazine is some dope looking Barbie items. I loved Barbie when I was really little. Then I got to an age where I was like, no, I don't play with Barbies, because my uncle, I hung out with him a lot. He didn't play with Barbies, so I didn't play with Barbies. But we have some awesome Barbie shopping fun. Real electronics. I love having these in the room and getting to read and check these out now that I'm an adult and going back and looking at all the memories.